Welcome to Sports Jam for the week of December 10th. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. It's a really big show this week. In our Sports Jam Spotlight, we'll meet a Maple Grove gymnast whose hard work in the gym has paid off in the form of a college scholarship.
And we'll hear from the Cooper boys basketball team as they head into what they hope is a big season. First on the agenda is boys basketball. The Breakdown Tipoff Classic featured a number of local teams in action. A good Park Center squad faced a player that some say is the top recruit in the nation in the class of 2014. Tyus Jones of Apple Valley the Stars, the top-ranked Eagles, face Park Center. His AAU teammate Quentin Hooker is pretty good too. Hooker gets into the lane for a tough shot for the Pirates, who trail 13-6 early. A nice break here for PC as the outlet pass finds Trayton Daniels over to Anon Farrar for the layup to tie it at 17 all. Jones drives to score the nice lefty layup on this play. He scores 20 points to lead Apple Valley. Hooker bests that total with 26. He fakes a three and gets into the lane for the scoop layup. And the Pirates trail by 8 at halftime. But Park Center rallies to win this one. Hooker will tip this one to Devin Buckley for two as Park Center knocks off #1 Apple Valley 72-70.
Also at the Breakdown Classic, a classic battle for Plymouth bragging rights. Armstrong meeting Wayzata. Cyrus Moore Brown getting the reverse layup. 48-42 Falcons in the second half. Wayzata answers. Zach Robertson back out to Bradley Carlson, who pops a three. The Trojans trail it by 4. Greg Miller's Falcons play a solid game. Maple Grove's transfer J.J. Morris getting it to Evan Nolan, and Nolan to Jerome Dixon for a three. The Falcons go up by 6 as Dixon scores 6 points. Nice passing again. Morris to Nick O'Hara to Connor Getchie for 2 as Armstrong wins it 76-67. Also at the Breakdown Classic, defending state 4A champion Osseo beats Eastview, a state tournament team a year ago, 50-40. Rich Tussler led the Orioles with 16. Hopkins is still good, but maybe not as dominant. The Royals fall the Tartan 88-85. Maple Grove's off to a tough start. The Crimson fall to 0-3 with a 64-56 loss to New Prague. And Cooper loses 79-71 to Minnetonka. It's by 26 points from LeVar McCullough. Prior to their appearance at the Breakdown Classic, the Osseo boys started the season with a Northwest Suburban Conference game. Osseo opening the year at home before a nice crowd as they host Anoka. Stephen Barthol with a three from beyond the arc for the Tornadoes to give them an early 9-6 lead. The Orioles come back. Bridge Tussler's pass deflected and picked up by Zach Ball, who hits the 12-footer in traffic. Osseo leads 21-17. And it's Tussler taking it all the way for a driving layup to help push the Orioles' lead to 10 points at halftime. Second half, and Wheeler Baker misses the layup here for Osseo. Gets his own rebound, passes it back out to Tussler, who gets it back to Baker for the layup and foul. 14 points in the game for the Osseo junior. Tussler then finds Baker open in the corner for a three-pointer as the Orioles extend their lead to 17 points. Osseo gets strong low post play as Harrison Lucas feeds Rakeem Felder down low for two of his 11 points. Osseo wins that first game of the season 64-51.
In girls basketball, 2 of the best teams in the area and in the state took the court Saturday. Defending state class 4A champ Hopkins met up with defending class 2A champion Providence Academy. Taylor Finley with a nice fake, and she cans a three-pointer here from the corner for Providence. In the final seconds of the first half, Alexis Garcia to Nia Coffey for the basket. Hopkins leads 22-19 at the break. The second half is all Royals. Aaron O'Toole scores inside. And it's Molly O'Toole with the rebound and putback, part of a 13-0 run for Hopkins. Leah Zabla stops the bleeding with a long three here for the Lions, but they are down 35-22 at this point. And tough defense by the Royals. A steal triggers the break. It's Coffey to Michaela Shackelford, and she will go all the way for the layup with the left hand here for Hopkins. They hold Providence to just 2 field goals in the second half on the way to a 47-25 win.
I think it kind of just brings intensity to the table, and it kind of gets us pumped up, so we try to bring that to the table.
Also in girls basketball, Duluth East paying a visit to Benilde St. Margaret's. The Red Knights work it to Azaria Jackson-Sherrod. She nails the jumper and had 10 points in the game. Takes 2 tries here, but Liz Libben gets the bucket for the Greyhounds. This is a close game all night. Grace Coughlin takes the pass in the lane, burrows in to score among 3 defenders for Benilde. She leads the Red Knights with 18. A nice pass from Jackson Sherrod to Bailey Howard for the jumper in the lane. Benilde leads 18-14. Second half play, and a nice break for Duluth East. Libben feeds Hannah Johnson for the layup. It's a high degree of difficulty on this shot coming up for Coughlin as she floats it in over the defender. The Red Knights are down 2 at this point. They get a clutch hoop, though, from Liz Nicholson, and they come back. Benilde edges Duluth East 45-42.
All 3 girls basketball teams in District 279 should be pretty solid this winter. 2 of them met up as Park Center hosted Maple Grove. The Pirates looking for their first win of the season in this one. The Crimson coming in at 3-0. Kylie Brown pops a 3-pointer from the right wing for Park Center as they play well offensively in this one. Kayla McMorris can hit from anywhere. She nails a 3 as the Pirates jump out to a 21-8 lead. 23 on the night for Kayla. Maple Grove gets it going. Madison Ordner scores inside as they pull within 24-21. Ordner leads the Crimson with 18. Kate Simonet bombs a 3 in the final seconds of the first half. Park Center takes a 34-32 lead into halftime. Second half, and it's Angie Davison to Kayla Jones to Ordner for 2 as Maple Grove ties it up at 34-34. But Park Center puts together a run. Hannah Schaub nails a 3 and puts the Pirates up 49-43. She scores 15 total. McMorris will make a great steal here, and she gets it ahead to Schaub. And then it's dished over to Simonet for the layup, plus a foul as everything goes Park Center's way, and they lead by double digits. McMorris sets up Holly Sorensen for the layup as Park Center holds off Maple Grove for a 68-63 win. John, the 3rd team in the district, Osseo, edged Cooper in a good game on Saturday.
And they beat the Hawks 63-62. Janine Morton and Phyllis Webb combining for 45 points in that one for Osseo. Next up on the Sports Jam, we'll hit the ice for hockey highlights, plus boys swimming and wrestling.
Welcome back to Sports Jam with some fresh snow. It feels more like hockey season now.
That is for sure. After 3 road games to start the season, the Armstrong boys hockey team came home for their conference opener. The Falcons at home to take on Andover. Armstrong strikes quickly. Shea Boerer's shot is stopped. Christian Evans alone in front. He gives Armstrong a 1-0 lead. Later in the first period, a bad pass by Andover. Nick Malmgren picks it off, buries the shot. The Falcons lead 3-1 after 1. In the second, Brett Brothen's shot through traffic is in. Andover's power play goal makes it 3-2. Then Brady Barthol takes a pass from Christian Mose and sneaks in a shot. It's 3-3 after 2. Armstrong takes the lead back. Nice top shelf backhander by Corey Gilbert early in the third. But the Huskies respond. Byron Gunderson lasers the one-timer past Grant Mathiasen. That one ties it at 4. Later, Mose finds Nick Manny. And a quick turnaround shot here is in. That's the game winner as Andover beats Armstrong 5-4. Also in boys hockey, Breck hosted Delanos. The Mustangs looked for their 3rd win of the season. First period, the Tigers bring the puck into the Breck zone. Justin Oja snaps off a shot from the top of the circle. Delano takes the lead 1-0 midway through the first. 3 minutes later, Breck's Jack O'Connor takes the pass from Matt Colford and sneaks it in on the short side. The power play goal ties the game at 1. Last minute of the first period, and Justin Paulson's shot from the point is tipped in by Colford. Breck takes a 2-1 lead after 1. Early in the second period, the Tigers tie it. Chet Hallinan to Levi Peterson. His backhander finds the back of the Breck net, and it's a 2-2 game. The Mustangs go back in front here. Mark Sharp scores from the circle. He finishes with a goal and 2 assists for the day. Breck adds 2 more goals before the end of the second. Derek Waitala sneaks a shot through traffic. This one makes it 5-2. Breck goes on to win 5-3. They host Rogers on Tuesday.
Before losing to Northwest Suburban favorite Blaine, Osseo played its home opener after a season-opening loss to Minnetonka. The Mites getting some ice time before the Osseo game with Buffalo. First minute of play, and the Bisons Reed Morehouse with a shot that deflects off an Osseo defenseman and in. Buffalo takes a 1-0 lead, 27 seconds in. Osseo, though, gets the equalizer here. Jared Vance wins the drawback to Logan Olson, who gets his first of the year. It's 1-1 after one. Second period, and the Orioles' Tyler Stroh puts the puck on net. Drake Stimpson gathers it in and scores. Osseo leading it by a score of 2-1. And that's the way it stays. Connor Dahlberg stops 22 shots for the Orioles. They win their first game of the season, edging the Bison 2-1.
In girls hockey, Maple Grove is playing pretty well and is on a 5-game winning streak. The Crimson playing host to Anoka. First period of play, the Crimson's Paige Nasco skates into the Anoka zone and zips a shot home from the slot. Maple Grove leads 1-0. Later in the first, Lainey Baldwin with the shot from the point. The puck then comes to Lexi DeRoche, who scores from a sharp angle. Maple Grove leads it 2-0 after one. Nice passing here for Maple Grove. Abby Larson to DeRoche, to Maddie Wu, who scores on her own rebound. It's 3-0 Crimson early in the second period. Rob Potter's team holds the lead all night. Anoka gets its only goal shorthanded in the third on a breakaway by Blair Perron. Maple Grove wins it 3-1.
Benilde's girls hockey team is unbeaten entering this week. The Red Knights meeting a good Lakeville North squad in this one. North comes out fast. The Red Knights goalie Abby Miller is ready, stopping Maddie McGlade and Christy Better, and then Riley Tusignan on the rush here. Late in the first period, Benilde's on the power play. Liz Halverson with a rocket from the point. Brittany Wheeler getting the deflection for a 1-0 lead. Second period, and Sarah Tafe gets it to Kelly Panic. She finds Wheeler in front. It's another power play goal for Benilde. They lead it 2-0. In the third, the Red Knights with the player advantage again. Nice tic-tac-toe passing. Caitlin Riley with the one-timer to make it 3-0. Miller stops all 29 Lakeville North shots and gets the shutout for the Red Knights.
I think it was a really good test. They have a lot of good players, so it was a good, we can't take them lightly. And I don't think we played very good in the first period, but we stepped it up a lot in the second and third.
Now to boys swimming, where two teams that placed in the top 5 at the state Class AA meet last season met up in Maple Grove as last year's runner-up. Maple Grove hosted Edina. In the 100 butterfly, Jackson Lindell wins it for Edina with a time of 53.30 seconds. Aaron Dabson is third for the Crimson. Art Downey now in his 57th year of coaching at Edina sees Buzz Renberg win the 100 freestyle. Matthew Ang takes the runner-up spot for the Crimson. 500 freestyle. Sean Satterweight wins easily for the Hornets. His time 4 minutes 54.2 seconds. 100 backstroke. Lindell wins for Edina. Christian Plant and Andrew Wong take second and third for Maple Grove. And in the breaststroke, Edina's Eric Huft wins. Gunnar Hohenstein is second for the Crimson, and Dan Ebert is third. Edina wins to beat 97-84.
A young Brooklyn Center Concordia Academy wrestling team is learning on the fly early this season. St. Paul Central hoping to upend BCCA. Central starts fast at 120 pounds. William Blakey wastes no time getting Nick McMurray on his back, and he gets the pin in just 20 seconds. After falling behind 30-0, Brooklyn Center Concordia gets on the board at 138. Malik Cisse pins 2-knee in the third period to make it 30-6. Amazingly, every match that isn't a forfeit ends in a pin in this match. Nate Gouch's BCCA squad gets its third pin of the night in the 170-pound match as Tyrone Carter puts Adam Sawyer away with 3 seconds left in the first period. It's 42-18 Central still at this point, and they control most of the night. Gary Kinnick gets the reversal and pin on Tyler Joels as St. Paul Central rolls to a 66-18 win. In other wrestling action at the Maple Grove tournament, Annandale Maple Lake takes the title ahead of Woodbury and Irondale. Host Maple Grove is 10th and Park Center 11th. Champlain Park places second behind powerhouse Owatonna at the Chaska Chanhassen Holiday Tournament. Hopkins is 6th and Cooper is 9th. And the Rebels will wrestle in the Battle at Big Bear tournament in Cass Lake this coming weekend.
And the third tournament of the season already for the Rebels. Well, coming up next on Sports Jam in our Spotlight segment, meet a Maple Grove gymnast who is ready to take her talents in the gym to the next level. Not every college-bound athlete competes for their high school. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet a Maple Grove senior who works hard at her sport away from the spotlight of high school athletics. For 20 hours a week and nearly 52 weeks a year, you will find 17-year-old Paige Urquhart here at Twin Cities Twisters, working on becoming a better gymnast. And it's paid off. Last month, Paige accepted a full-ride scholarship to compete at nationally ranked Boise State University, a school she fell in love with.
I have been doing the college process since I was a sophomore, and I went and looked at a bunch of different schools. And at nationals this past year when I was a junior, they came up to my coach and said that they were interested. So I went out a few weeks later, and I got the feeling that that's where I'm supposed to be.
Paige started gymnastics through a park and rec program and progressed through 10 years of club gymnastics, the last 5 at Twin Cities Twisters.
I started out in dance, and I started climbing the rock walls, so we decided to go to something more active, and I picked gymnastics. I instantly fell in love to do gymnastics. It's so demanding and time-consuming that you just have to love it.
She's one of those kids you'd love to build a team around. She comes to work every day, puts her work in. She's quiet, never a troublemaker, but works her stinking butt off.
A level 10 gymnast, the top level in club gymnastics, Paige is a 5-time regional qualifier and 3-time national qualifier, competing at nationals in Texas, California, and Virginia. One of her 2013 goals is to qualify for a 4th national competition taking place next May in Minneapolis.
It'll be nice to have my family and friends here to come and watch. That's kind of a last hurrah.
It's a time-consuming sport. During the school year, Paige practices 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. But the time spent working out isn't necessarily the hardest part for this honor roll student.
I would just say managing your time with school and everything, because we do 4 hours of practice a night, so to come home and then have to do your homework on top of that, it gets a little rough, but it's worth it in the end. I've learned to live with it over the years. I feel like it actually makes me less of a procrastinator because I know I have to get it done a certain time span rather than coming home and having all night. But I take study hall and stuff at school to try and de-stress the load.
Paige broke her ankle in gymnastics in 4th grade and suffered a stress fracture 2 years ago, but otherwise has been fortunate to be injury-free.
I would say it's mostly luck, actually, just from how long we're there and how many skills we do. But you're conditioned enough where your body's strong enough to take most of the bad landings.
She's very strong, very injury-free. The sport, a lot of kids, by the time they get to the end of their club career, have injuries that they've suffered through. Paige is a real durable kid.
10 years of club gymnastics has taken a great deal of sacrifice for Paige. As she moves ahead toward college, she realizes how vital support from her family has been and continues to be.
It's been really important. There was a time where I thought maybe this isn't for me, but they were really supportive and said, let's stick through the season and see what happens, and they just brought me through it, and here I am.
Paige says her favorite subject areas in school are math and science, and she hopes to pursue a degree in sports medicine, forensics, or criminal justice. Sports Jam is back in a moment as Jay talks basketball with the Cooper Hawks.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. It could be a big season for the Cooper boys basketball team, and we're joined by a couple of their captains and also a new head coach, Steve Burton. We'll start with Billy Kellogg, and how things look so far as you guys get into these first weeks of practice and everything. How do you feel about the team right now?
Right now, I really feel real good about the season, about the team. We've been working real hard. We're working real hard throughout the off season, so everything should go well.
How much of last season's varsity is back for you guys?
About 3 or 4 players.
Is that enough to give you a good confidence, or are there some other new ones coming in that are going to be pretty good too?
Yeah, to me, that's enough to give us a good confidence, because the ones who have came back, we have great experience, but the ones who haven't, I believe they're ready.
Last year was a little bit of an up and down year, but you did knock off a pretty good Park Center team in the playoffs. Does that memory of that night kind of propel you into the next season a little bit too? You know that you can do it?
Yeah, from that night, we believe that we can do it, but also after that, we did have a pretty big loss against Champions, so that's the main. That's where we are right now. We're no better than that game.
All right, Billy, good luck this year, and have fun this season.
Thank you.
And Rashad Vaughn,
certainly known as one of the top recruits in your class and everything. But how are you feeling about what you're seeing on the court from this team so far?
I think we should be pretty good this year. Everybody's been working hard, and like it's not just the two captains getting on everybody. Everybody's getting on everybody as a team, and I think the people that come back with experience, like Bill said, should be ready, and the people that don't really have as much experience, they should be ready too from us pushing them.
What do you think your team will be really good at? What does this group do well?
We are really athletic team, and then coach got us plays, and where we going up and down. So I think mainly we'll be just really going up and down, athletic and stuff.
I'm sure every team that faces you, the first name that'll come out of their mouth is Rashad Vaughn, but how do you work that into a team, to take advantage of some other things if they try to concentrate on you too much?
Really, we shoot a lot in practice, so any team that really, is going to really focus on me is going to open up for our big man, and one of our players, LeVar, he shoot, Billy, and it's really going to open up for a lot of people.
Have fun this season, Rashad. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's Rashad Vaughn, and now Steve Burton, who moves from an assistant coach to taking over as head coach. How has it gone so far, the transition for you?
It's going pretty good. Working in the school, I know these kids been knowing them, some of them 3, 4, 5 years, a little longer, but so it's really been going well. And, just been exciting getting on the floor. It's been, it's been a big dream, 39 years waiting to get here, and so it's been a dream for me coming true, and the kids are really making it fun.
Sounds like a mixture of guys who played a lot of varsity ball with some guys that'll be stepping into new roles. Have you seen a good transition from those guys getting ready to step in?
Yes, really the key is that they all really get along and like each other, and that's half the battle. We've got a couple of freshmen on our squad. I got an 8th grader, Isaac Johnson, who I think he's just improving every day, and he's pushing the guys to be better. And I just think all around we're pushing each other in practice, pushing each other in the classroom, and just making us really cohesive right now.
Like any team, I'm sure you guys would, prefer to win every single game you play. But what are some goals that you're kind of thinking that might be something good to shoot for this Cooper team?
Well, we just want to make sure we're constantly improving game to game, and part of it is thinking about, a lot of us are thinking about that Champlin game, and so they work really hard to make sure we do the right things, and that's starting in the classroom, starting in the hallways, starting at practice, being prepared, and every game is going to be important for us. Just moving along, because I think the kids feel sometimes like people are kind of taking us for granted, so they're ready to play, ready to compete. And my biggest thing that we put forth maximum effort, and we compete, not with other people, but with ourselves, within ourselves. And we do that, we'll be okay.
All right, thanks so much for joining us, Coach, and have fun this season.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, Steve Burton, the new head coach for the Cooper boys basketball program. They've got Wayzata coming up in a good matchup later this week. We'll be back to wrap up Sports Jam for you here in just a moment.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and live stream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Take time this holiday season to support your local food shelf. Find out more about food shelves near you by visiting 12.tv.
Our game of the week is a boys basketball matchup between Cooper and Wayzata. The game tips at 7 o'clock Friday night. You can watch it live here on Channel 12 that night. It also replays Saturday night at 8:30 and 11 o'clock.
And that's all for this week's show. We need to take some time to go out and shovel now.
We do. Skiers certainly happy, though, with the snow. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Sports Jam.